Stock exchanges in Europe have experienced a downturn amidst political unrest. In Finland, 15 representatives were elected to the European Parliament. Preliminary results across Europe show the European People's Party (EP) leaning towards the center-right, leading. Far-right and right-wing parties also performed well, while Green and Liberal parties suffered the most significant losses. The European market reacted on Monday following French President Emmanuel Macron's announcement of dissolving the National Assembly and holding new elections. The CAC 40 index of the Paris Stock Exchange closed down 1.4%. Elsewhere in Europe, stock markets also declined, but to a lesser extent than Paris. The Frankfurt Stock Index fell by 0.3%, while in London, the index dropped by 0.2%. In Finland, the Helsinki Stock Exchange Index fell by 0.3% at Monday's close. The situation remains tense, and political decisions are significantly impacting the market. About Li Andersson. Li Andersson, who received nearly 250,000 votes in the European Parliament elections, has had a busy year. Besides being a member of parliament, she leads the Left Alliance Party, participates in presidential campaigns, submits her thesis, and runs marathons. The impressive European election results mark her greatest personal achievement. Sebastian Tynkkynen, a member of parliament from Finland, praises Andersson as an open-minded individual. Friends and colleagues describe her as warm and willing to help. Her father, Jan-Erik Andersson, recalls dreaming of working at the United Nations when she was young. Mika Vela, another member of parliament, recounts the joy and excitement on election night. Andersson plans to continue her work in the European Parliament and hopes to have some rest in August. She intends to run a full marathon in the future. The Deputy Mayor of Tampere is under investigation. Ilkka Sasi, Deputy Mayor of Tampere, is under investigation for sexual harassment and alcohol-related offenses. The incident occurred last December after a city council Christmas party. According to reports from Yle.fi, the incident began after the party at Ratiwon ended, and some continued to party into the night. Police Chief Tommi Juvonen confirmed that the investigation includes behavior tarnishing honor. Anna-Mari Jasila, chair of the parliamentary group of the Left Alliance, confirmed that the investigation targets Sasi. However, she did not disclose details of the case. Sasi, also a city councillor and a member of the Pirkanmaa Regional Welfare Council, declined to comment further. Previously, he had been reprimanded for misconduct in 2022 and was not accepted as a parliamentary candidate due to these allegations. Sasi was first criticized nearly 10 years ago, after the 2012 city council elections. The investigation is ongoing, and the police have not provided further details. Russia's nuclear threat resurrects fears of nuclear war. During the Cold War era, from the 1950s to the 1980s, the world dreaded a nuclear war between the Soviet Union and the United States. However, after arms reduction agreements and détente, this fear gradually faded away. Now, Russia is reviving this fear by threatening to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Russia and the US have nearly equivalent nuclear arsenals, but Russia surpasses in the number of tactical nuclear weapons, with nearly 2,000 warheads compared to a few hundred by the US. These weapons, though smaller than strategic atomic bombs, still possess significant destructive capabilities. They can be used to destroy specific military targets, rendering adversaries incapacitated. Experts believe that while Russia may threaten, the actual use of nuclear weapons is more psychological warfare than a reality. Today's nuclear weapons are more precise and can target with high accuracy, minimizing unintended casualties. Meanwhile, China is also becoming a nuclear superpower, projected to rival the US and Russia by the mid-2030s. This raises concerns about a new arms race. However, experts believe that the threshold for using nuclear weapons remains very high due to fear of mutual retaliation. A Russian military aircraft is suspected of violating Finnish airspace in the Gulf of Finland near Loviisa. According to the Ministry of Defense, the incident occurred on the morning of June 10, when the aircraft flew into Finnish airspace for about 2 minutes, penetrating up to 2.5 kilometers inside the border. Defense Minister Antti Häkkänen stated that Finland takes this incident seriously and has initiated an immediate investigation. The preliminary investigation is being conducted by the border guard. Previously, in August 2022, 2 Russian fighter jets also violated Finnish airspace in the Gulf of Finland. Life imprisonment for the man who murdered his wife. The East Uusimaa District Court sentenced a 43-year-old man to life imprisonment for murdering his wife in Vantaa. The mother in the family went missing at the end of December and was found dead in her car a few days later. The victim had filed for divorce from her husband, and they had 3 children. Court documents indicate that this action was motivated by jealousy and related to honor. The man waited for his wife at the parking lot wearing a Wolt delivery company jacket and forced her into the car. The police allege that he forced the victim into the car and murdered her by burning her. The court deemed this behavior extremely cruel and heinous. The convicted individual denies the charges. This decision is not legally effective, and the victim's name is not disclosed to protect the family's privacy. Unexpected changes by giant company leave investors astonished. Stocks of chip manufacturing company Nvidia have dropped to 1/10 of their value compared to last week. Many small retail investors may have been surprised to see the value of Nvidia stocks in their Nordnet accounts skyrocket over the weekend. However, this was not due to sudden profits but rather because Nvidia decided to split its stock at a 10:1 ratio, information that Nordnet had announced earlier. Thus, a stock worth about $1,200 is now divided into 10 stocks worth about $120 each. The total market value of the shares remains unchanged, only the number of shares has increased. The market value of Nvidia stocks temporarily increased tenfold on Friday when the number of shares was adjusted, but trading at the new price has not begun. This was adjusted on Monday as trading continued. Stock splits typically occur when the value of a single stock becomes too high, aiming to create positive expectations for future growth. TUI Cruises acquires more ships from Turku. The German shipping company, TUI Cruises, plans to purchase additional ships from the Turku shipyard in Finland. Today, Turku handed over the 7th ship of the Mein Schiff series to TUI Cruises. Initially, this was believed to be the final ship in the Mein Schiff series. However, CEO Sebastian Ebel stated that Turku is an excellent shipyard, and they will continue to purchase more ships from here. Mein Schiff 7 is designed for the German market and will commence operations in the Baltic Sea and other regions of Europe on Wednesday this week. The ship's maiden voyage will be from Kiel, Germany, on Monday. European Athletics Championships highlights. Silla Kosonen came close to making history for Finland by finishing 4th in the women's hammer throw final. Rose Loga, a familiar opponent from France, won the silver medal with a record of 72.68 meters, defeating Kosonen. Alina Lampela caused a big surprise by finishing 4th in the women's pole vault final at the European Athletics Championships with a result of 458. This is the best performance of her career in adult competitions. Lampela was very surprised by this result. Wilma Murto, the European champion in the women's high jump, felt disappointed to only rank 8th in the final match. Murto admitted that she wants to become an Olympic champion rather than a European champion. This is a challenging experience for her after achieving many successes in her career. Rainy weather continues in many places in the coming days. A widespread low-pressure area will affect the weather in Finland, and the weather will continue to be unsettled. Today, the low-pressure system will be in the north of Finland, and there will be rain, especially in the north. In the south, the weather will be milder. Tonight, the low-pressure system will move to the west of Finland. There will be scattered rain showers in the evening and night. Strong gusty winds are expected in many places in the evening and at night in the south and west of Finland. On the sea, strong winds prevail, and on land in the southwest, winds could gust over 20 meters per second. A rainy area will spread southward from the southwest on Wednesday night, moving northeastward. During the day, rain will occur, especially in the south and east and in some places in the north. On Thursday, humid weather will be in the north. Rain showers and thunderstorms are common in the southern and central regions of Finland. But there will also be places with mild weather.